going to we're gonna kick things off with, I think, some cuteness and interesting. We're gonna check out True Facts by Zfrank. And yes, Feathers, my community is amazing. Chaos, we've watched Angry Cops before. It's enjoyable. He is really enjoyable to watch. Yeah, Electron, you got a gifted sub. So, Electron, refresh your stream. That way you can avoid the ads. Refresh your stream and the sub will kick in. Thank you, Yard Dog. And a happy blushing here. Alright, let's check out Zfrank and check out the Elefantes. Let's go.
This episode sponsored by Brilliant. Learn to think. This right here, what looks like a grape with a sinus infection, is actually...
No, that is not what I thought. Holy crap. 8 seconds in and I'm already going, oh dear God. I did... Okay. What the fuck, Zfrank? Why are you flashbanging me with, childbirth? Holy crap, holy flashbang. My body was not prepared for this. That is not a cow, Fenners. That is an elephant. That is an elephant creating a baby.
Actually a baby elephant, just about ready to, well, be dropped from 5 feet. And start things off with a bang to the head. It's an exciting event for everyone. The whole herd gathers around and
there
celebrates.
There we go. There was the hydrate regime.
And loud, but they should celebrate. That baby's been up in there for almost 2 years.
I'll take
so when it
things
comes
I wasn't
out,
expecting to see in an Ember stream for 500 Alex.
Yeah.
Baked. It takes a minute or two to get used to its new surroundings. I mean, he's not in Kansas anymore. You know, if Kansas were a mucus-filled placental sac inside the uterus of an elephant.
Oh my God!
In no time.
Oh my God, he is so cute. Oh, I just want to hug him and squeeze him and love him until he dies. That is an adorable baby elephant. Oh, so cute. No wonder the herd is so protective. Yes, they are freaking adorable. It is no wonder the herd is so protective of this adorable little bundle of love. 504, if I was actually able to hug an elephant to death, I would scare myself.
Time at all, this baby is standing up on its own. First things first, it's guided to the nipples. We should all be so lucky.
Okay. Chat? That must be one proud papa. That must be one proud papa. Yeah, Dad must be going, that's my boy.
Standing up on its own. First things first, it's guided to the nipples. We should all be so lucky. And there they are. Could benefit from a dab of lotion by the looks of it. For the next 3 to 4 years, the baby will nurse in its mother's care, supported by the other females in the herd. Sometimes it takes a...
Yeah. Yes. Bobby, I want to pet baby elephant. I do. I want to pet and I want to hug baby elephant. Because baby elephant is adorable.
Village. These elephant babies can sometimes be a handful. Look at this one. It's throwing an all-out tantrum. Probably just passed by a Chuck E. Cheese. That demon robotic mouse that calls to children. But it's a good thing that there's some time for the baby to learn how to elephant. You gotta get your feet right. But there's more subtle things like caring for your skin. Elephants have quite the beauty regimen. Luckily, they use foundation and powders that are quite cheap and readily available. Throw a bit of dirt on the back, maybe a mud bath. It's worth it because, listen, this is no ordinary skin.
Oh, Falcon, don't tease me. I would love to cuddle a wolf. I would absolutely love to cuddle a wolf. The problem is they might kill me.
Now, up close, it doesn't seem like their routine is addressing the wrinkles. But in this case, the wrinkling
Oh, I
is
know
on
they're
purpose.
big electron.
Elephant
I
skin doesn't
know.
just have wrinkles. There's wrinkles on the wrinkles. And the closer you look, the more you find. Unlike our skin, which flakes off when it dies, elephant skin sticks around and forms thicker and thicker layers as they age. And this wrinkled mess can do some magic tricks.
Oh, look at that. It's self-repairing from the underside. Oh, wow, that's, look at, okay, if I'm understanding this graphic, so there's a cut in the skin all the way down here, and it's healing. Like, that is deep. That is a deep cut. And it's fully fucking healing. That's honestly pretty impressive. I wonder how deep a cut it can get to be able to heal in this manner.
Look at that. It's amazing. It's like a giant elephant-shaped sponge. And having skin that can hold on to water like that is very important. Elephants can get hot, very hot. They have the highest ratio of volume to surface area of any land animal. Too much body and not enough skin surface to cool off. They don't have sweat glands except for a couple between their toes. Those aren't going to do shit, so they have some other tricks.
Yeah.
For one, they have these little hairs all over their body, not like a luxurious mane. More like the smattering follicular landscape of a testicle. One question, though, is why do they have hair at all?
So, I think I may actually be able to answer this one. I seem to recall hearing that elephants have these hairs because it's a means of cooling them down. If they can, dampen the hairs, then the wind, just breezing across their body, it's kind of like if you, when you first get out of the pool. It could, if you get out of the pool and you're wet, you get cold. I have a feeling it may be very similar in nature to a methodology for cooling the elephant's skin.
Doesn't hair make you warmer? Now, you might think that it's just evolutionary leftovers, sort of a slowly balding woolly mammoth. But it turns out that when hair density drops below a certain threshold, having hair switches from something that keeps you warm to something that helps you cool off. And it appears that that's what's happening. The hairs themselves help get rid of heat. Their giant ears also act as heat exchangers.
Okay. I was not aware of this. So basically, heat is being expelled from the elephant through the hairs. Interesting. It's like it's like a heat dispersal chamber, like a ton of tiny heat dispersal chambers. Interesting. Okay, the heat sinks. Yeah, Patrick, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. It's they do it to a degree function like heat sinks. But Atanashi, is your hair the hair of an elephant? Haha, that is the true question.
Themselves help get rid of heat. Their giant ears also act as heat exchangers. Waving them around cools down the blood that runs through them. I know what you're thinking, Naughty Bits. Those veins there remind me of the veins in a human testicle, which also shed heat to keep sperm from overheating. Elephant testicles are inside the body, in basically the hottest place. There's something called the hot testicle hypothesis. It's a good band name. It says that elephants might...
Oh my god. Okay. If we see a band hit the scene called the Hot Testicles, we know where they got the idea, Jeff. We absolutely know where this came from. No, Paxra. No, we are not calling chat the Hot Testicles. Yeah, house guest? Me neither.
might not get cancer because they've evolved extra proteins that are constantly protecting and repairing heat-damaged sperm.
Finn, I love Twitch so much. Yay, thank you for the follow. Selkin? No.
Anyway, I digress. Wait, is this one flipping us off? Oh, we're totally getting flipped off by an elephant trunk right about now. But let me tell you, those trunks are quite something. Segway. You know, in the womb, they actually have an upper lip that's separate from their nose. But those fuse together to form the trunk. Here, try pushing your upper lip forward while flaring.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Chat, do you see it in the picture? Look, this is a fetus in the womb of an elephant. You can actually see the upper lip right here. You can actually see a defined upper lip right here. And Frank just said that during the fetus's development, this merges into the trunk, and it disappears. Yeah, it is smiling. It just means baby elephants are even more adorable. But that's fascinating. I didn't know about the fact that they actually had a definitive upper lip in the womb that went away. This is great. I love this shit like this. I love learning about stuff like this.
Together to form the trunk. Here, try pushing your upper lip forward while flaring your nostrils. Hold that, right? Well, nothing to do with an elephant, but you look like an idiot.
Got him, actually.
Gotcha, bitch!
And Jameson, thank you for the gifted. Thank you so much.
The trunk is made up of connective tissue, a tiny bit of fat, and tens of thousands of muscles that go the long way, the short way, and roundsy-bouncy. Much like the tongue, the trunk contains no bones
And thank
no
you for the
cartilage,
follow,
but
Electron.
by coordinating those muscles, it can do all sorts of things. It's quite strong, especially nearer up to the top. You can see one working out here. Must be a warm-up set because they can lift up to 700 pounds, which is the equivalent of 701-pound weights. For those of you who are into the gym things, the trunk is also quite stretchy. The skin and connective tissue on the top surface of the trunk is stretchier than the bottom, while the bottom is stiffer, stronger, and
Oh, Spartan! Holy shit! Thank you for the 10 tier 2s. Holy crap, Spartan! Thank you so very much! Good God, man! Are you trying to derail me here? Are you seriously trying to derail me right now? Have the courtesy to win. Spartan, thank you so very much. Oh, what was that for? That was that for? I didn't do anything horny. We're talking at interesting facts about the elephant's trunk. I didn't even say it. Waking me up. Oh, for God's sake. That's it. I'm going to bed. Good night. Snore. 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 Are they gone yet? Ow, 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 ow!
Bang, 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 bang!
Okay, I probably deserve that. Let's get back to finding about the elephant's trunk.
more grabby. The trunk is lined with special sensory hairs called vibrissae. On the bottom of the trunk, they form rows on either side. The science hippies think that this helps them balance things in the curl of their trunk, like this watermelon.
Yeah,
But
of course it was.
The tip has the most hairs and is the most sensitive, as tips are wont to be.
What are you saying? Okay, I think C. Frank needs a,
Depending on the species, the trunk ends in one or two things that basically act like fingers. And I'm sure that science hippies attempted to fake this research with hand puppets. The combination of a flexible trunk and these fingerlings means that they can pick things up in all sorts of ways, depending on their shape and how big they are. And those finger parts are capable of some very fine movements. Look at this one peeling a banana.
exactly, Bobcat.
Not exactly how I do it. It gets the job done. And look at this one, delicately picking up a tortilla without breaking it. Now the trunk isn't a hollow tube. Those two nostrils run down the length of it. And that means it can get sucky, which provides yet another option.
See, Frank, you are making this too easy. No Fenner's God or whatever created them was thinking just right when it made the elephant.
Option for picking things up, but can also function a bit like a straw. Not an all-the-way straw, though. It is a nose, after all. And you know what it feels like to get a nose full of water all the way back. So when it sucks, it doesn't suck all the way. It holds whatever is sucked. And then...
Oh, God. The jokes are writing themselves at this point. But, yeah. No, God. Yeah, bastard. If you guys start chanting suck, suck, suck right now, I swear to God. This is gonna be an ongoing thing until we get away from the trunk talk.
it can squirt it back out into an appropriate orifice, or wherever the it wants, really. I know you like to learn. You're here learning about elephants, aren't you? Well, Brilliant.org is an amazing, free, and easy way to learn about a whole lot more. Math, data science, computer science. It feels good to learn, and it helps a lot when a 5-year-old keeps
Alistair
asking
beat you
why,
to it.
or your boss for that matter. Brilliant has thousands of interactive courses, from basic to advanced, on topics
It's not
that
a
are
ship,
interesting and
it's a
important
transformer.
today, like how to think in code. There's a new How Technology
I have
Works
seen
course where you can learn
Spaceballs.
things like what actually makes a password strong.
Eki, I am your father's, brother's, sister's, cousin's, uncle's former roommate.
And why yours probably sucks. You get to learn all this at your own pace with content that fits your skill level and interests. And listen, if you get stuck, there's hints and explainers so that you really understand a concept before you move on. To
And
try
Jameson,
everything Brilliant has
they're
to
talking
offer,
about
free
making a
for
second
full
one,
30
but I don't
days.
think it's gonna happen.
Visit brilliant.org/ZaveFrank or click on the link in the description. The first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Brilliant has been a long-time sponsor of this show because I like what they do. Check them out today.
I
Where
have
were
not
we?
moved past.
Oh, right. Elephants eat
Wait. Centers, it's confirmed? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, I do not want them to make a Spaceballs 2. I do not. I don't think it's going to be good. No, a sequel made now, it would be, I think if they made a sequel now, it would be in the same vein as like a trauma movie at this point. I hope that they don't. I hope it ends up going away. Hi, Kendrak. Oh, I hope they change their minds, because a Spaceball sequel now would be bad. It would be terrible. They would not be able to tell the jokes that they would want to be able to tell. And and the only way they could do it is by going the route of trauma, and trauma is not exactly funny. So, yeah, well, I mean, they've got one specific part that they can't reprise, that the role can't be reprised. You know, John Candy can't reprise his role, God rest him. So, I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's a very terrible idea, and I hope they change their minds on it.
eat sticks and leaves and other crap a sensible person might rake up and throw in the green bin for pickup. Now, if you've tried, you'd know that it's not all that easy to eat those things. Imagine if the toothpick was the appetizer. But they have some good equipment. African elephants and male Asian elephants have tusks, which are their incisors. Female Asian elephants will often have little tiny incisors sticking out, called tushes. It's called a tush. Tusks and tushes don't help with the chewing, but they can scrape some bark off now and then. The business end of the mouth is in the back.
Oh my.
Elephants have some big-ass molars back there, about the size of a brick. This is one, even though it looks like several. They chew.
Holy shit! Hang
about the
on!
size of a brick.
Hang
this
on!
Is one.
This is one fucking tooth. One. Holy crap! That is a giant fucking tooth. Does it look like it? Well, Does it look like people's teeth? I don't recall. No, this is the tooth part. This is basically the roots. These are the roots of the teeth. These are the actual teeth. Right here. But I mean, this is one singular, all of this is one singular tooth. So it's like, holy shit. I mean, elephants are big, didn't realize their teeth were this big. Holy crap.
Even though it looks like several, they chew all that woody crap front to back, not side to side like we do. And those teeth wear down. Luckily, they have 6 sets throughout their lifetime. When a new molar comes in, it doesn't come from below, it comes from behind. The old worn-down tooth is pushed forward, and then it breaks off in segments while the roots are reabsorbed. Once the last set of teeth...
Interesting. Okay, that is really cool. It basically works like an assembly line. Their teeth work like a fucking assembly line. So the front teeth will be pushed forward. Basically the crown breaks off and the root gets reabsorbed into the body, and then the new tooth assembly lines up from the back. That's really fucking cool. Well, I mean, feathers, but think of it this way. If we develop teeth like that, do you have any idea how far? We would basically have mouths and jaws stretched up probably about half a foot in front of us. Our mouths would stretch about half a foot forward of where they are now. So, I don't know about you, but I'd rather not have a mouth that looks like something out of a cartoon. That's just me personally. Yeah, half Quagmire. At least half Quagmire.
Forward, and then it breaks off in segments while the roots are reabsorbed. Once the last set of teeth comes in, that's it. Those eventually wear down, and if the elephant lives long enough, it'll die. Makes sense, doesn't it? Anyway, they chew everything up into a pulp, and then that pulp gets fermented inside of their body. That creates gas. Told you. But the whole process only extracts about 20% of what went in the other side. The resulting dung still has some nutritional value.
Dung beetles.
It's a pre-digested morsel for whoever wants another go at it.
And yeah, you may not know about this, but butterflies, they basically they drink the water out of shit. That's how they consume water. So if you ever have a butterfly land on you, it's not, realistically speaking, it's not really a magical moment. They're looking to just basically drink your sweat, essentially. If you have a butterfly land on you, they're looking to drink your sweat. Cycle of life.
And many do, including other elephants, ones that don't have the patience to wait for it to drop. So they get after it, so to speak.
Oh!
Blurted, but imagine a snake trying to escape into an elephant's butt.
Actually, no. I think maybe this might be more appropriate. Holy shit! Yeah. This takes a certain activity to a whole new level, doesn't it, Jet? Oh my!
Jerry, you only did half the analogy. That doesn't help. The snake has to go into something different, like no, not a different animal's butt, Jerry. You're really not getting it. Butt trunks are also used to communicate. They can be noisy little bastards and make all sorts of sounds. There's the classic trumpeting sound, which sounds a bit more like a lion trapped in a tuba. They can drop that down low, and it sounds like a giant horse that's not impressed. By pinching the front end...
Oh, did you hear that? That sounded like a dinosaur. That sounded like something out of Jurassic Park. Listen again.
Horse that's not impressed. By pinching...
Didn't that sound kind of like something out of Jurassic Park? That was an interesting sound.
The front end together, they can go up high. Sounds like demons. Likely because they're making
Wow.
2 pitches at once, one from each nostril. And if they pinch it real hard, it can sound like the squeak fart of a birthday balloon. Now, if they squeeze further back,
I wonder. I have to wonder if when they did the Jurassic Park movies, no, Fenris, I'm wondering if maybe they did utilize, elephant trumpeting sounds as a part of their dinosaur sounds. Yeah, Bobcat. I haven't seen behind the scenes of Jurassic Park for a while, but I would not be at all surprised if they utilized, like, if they mixed sounds, and one of those sounds being the various elephant trumpeting sounds. Yeah, I can admit, like, I can absolutely, because obviously they're blending. You know, the dinosaurs have to sound like something totally different that we've never heard on Earth. So they had to make it something new, but I don't doubt that they mixed various animal sounds together to create the very dinosaur sounds. And I have little doubt that they used some of those elephant trumpeting sounds to do it. And I imagine they probably did use birds, absolutely, because dinosaurs did evolve from birds. Yeah, but you could really hear it. You could hear the bones of the dinosaur sounds in those various trumpeting sounds that we just heard.
can
Interesting.
inflate the trunk near the head. They can make a sound like a coffee machine that just ran out of water. There's this sound, which is very impolite. We won't speak of it.
But yeah. Okay, that sound combined with that visual. I'm sorry, Mr. Elephant. I have to bunk. Holy cow. And this is probably a bad freeze frame.
Again. Sometimes they push air into the sinus cavities and
Chat, whatever you're thinking, you're probably right.
front of their face and make these strange inside throbbing sounds. And at least one elephant has figured out that if it modifies the shape of its mouth while making sounds with its trunk, it can mimic the vowel sounds of human words. This one's saying chowa, or good in Korean. Not bad, is it? Now, all of this is well and good if you live in...
And I'm guessing Z-Frank may say this, but one really cool thing with elephants is they can project their trumpeting, like subsonically. I forget how many exactly, but they can project their trumpeting sounds, like subsonically for miles to alert other members of the herd. So like they can communicate with other members of the herd from miles off. Because because they basically can like transmit it. Is it 10 miles? Yeah, I couldn't remember exactly what the distance was. I knew it was in miles. 10 miles does sound about right, RoboSpartan. But it's done like subsonically. So it's not like they're making a really loud trumpeting sound. It's not because of the volume of the trumpet, but because it's done subsonically. And the elephants can hear the subsonics exactly in their feet. So it's like, that is fascinating.
Groups like females do. But if you're a male, you might be alone and miles away from other elephants. For that, they got a whole nother system, and it starts with their feet. Elephants stand tippy-toe, with the back of the foot supported by a high heel of fat. Their toe area and their heel area have nerves.
Elephants wear high heels. Confirmed. They are fashionable. Always wearing heels? Ladies, take note. Elephants put more effort into looking good than you do.
In them that are particularly sensitive to touch. Both of these features help the elephant feel and listen to vibrations in the ground. Look, this one's listening to see if something's afoot with his foot. By stomping their feet or making low rumbles, elephants can create seismic waves that travel for miles through the ground, which is apparently louder than a man having a tantrum. When they reach another elephant, those waves travel up through the fat and through the bones of the elephant and up to its ears. The bones inside of the elephant's ear are especially large and tuned for these low-frequency vibrations. In this way, elephants can not only hear other elephants miles away, but they can figure out the direction too. Sometimes a group of elephants will even arrange themselves like a compass to better figure out where the sound is coming from. Pretty smart, right? Well, elephants are smart, at least according to them. They're also narcissists. Elephants have some big brains. Look at that one. It's dead. They have roughly 3 times the neurons of a human brain, but they only have 1/3 of the neurons that we have in the thinky parts. But you get what you get, and they do seem to know how to use what they have. I mean, look at this. They can move objects and use them to reach high up food. If you put one in front of
Yeah, Chaos. I love watching videos where I learn things. I love it. It is so interesting. Thinky parts. Well, hell, you know.
a mirror, it gets all into it. But the science hippies wanted to test if the elephant knew that it was looking at itself. So they painted an X on its face. And look at that. The elephant touched it. It knows what's up, and it was totally checking itself out in the mirror. They seem to be aware of their own bodies. If you ask them to give you a handle that's attached to a mat that they're standing on, they understand that they have to move off of it first. And they can do teamwork too. You give them a 2-pulley situation where you can't go it alone, and they wait for another elephant to help out. Here's a variation on that, where there's still 2 pulleys but just 1 basket of food. Look at that, the big one takes it all for himself. What a dick. I mean, at this point, you're just f***ing with elephants. One of the areas where elephants have a lot more neurons than humans is in the part of the brain that deals with smelling. They're very good at it, and they can
That's
remember
surprising
smells
there.
for
That's something that's true for a lot of animals. I'd say, I'm gonna say a majority of animals have more neurons in the section of the brain that is designated for scent identification. Because most animals, with the exception of like birds, birds do have a high reliance on vision, in which case they have more neuron capacity in their visual cortex portion, because birds see in I think it's 4K naturally, just their eyes. Whereas majority of land mammals have a much higher neuron count in the olfactory system, because for a lot of animals, that's how they view the world, is primarily through scent and through smell. So makes perfect sense. With the elephant, with the trunk, I don't have any doubt that smell is a big part of it. Yeah, you're right, Taurus. It's when you're looking at relative to other mammals, yeah, humans have. If you suddenly gave a land mammal the scent capacity of humans, the animal would probably have a mental collapse. You would probably have a nervous breakdown because of the lack of scent if it suddenly switched to having the capability of a human. Likewise, I do think that if humans, unlike what we see in fiction, I think if humans suddenly possessed the olfactory capability of animals, I think that would also completely overload our brains. If we suddenly have the scent capability, the olfactory sensitivities of land mammals, I think we would have a nervous breakdown and probably lose our minds, because it would be absolute stimuli overload. We would not be able to handle it. So it's it's a staple in fiction that for a human to get hypersenses and everything. But the reality is, we would go insane if it were to happen. And Big Joe, thank you for the follow.
a very long time. Here's an elephant casually walking by a pile of crap from an elephant she doesn't know. Gives it a sniff, as is the custom, and moves on. Now here's the same basic setup, but the turd is from her daughter, who she hasn't seen in 12 years. Now when she takes that whiff, she gets all excited. Goes back to check it out, ears flapping. It's like recognizing the perfume of your first crush. I mean, if they...
Lev sent you. Big Joe, how drunk is he? How drunk is he right now? I gotta know. He was well on his way when he was here. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
War shit. You can do this experiment, by the way, and you don't need 12 years. Just go to Grandma's, take a shit in the living room, and hide in the closet. You'll know.
Steve Frank. Oh. Okay, we're getting into See, Frank, I'm not into the scat stuff. No, thank you. Ah, PS Elite player. Welcome, Big Joe. I hope you don't run out of fuel. 'Cause I'm one of the very few PS rats right now, and I'm streaming. So if you run out of fuel, you could be in trouble. So watch your fuel tank.
Oh, she loves you if she's happy to find it. Anyway, the daughter and mother were reunited, by the way. It'd be pretty messed up if they didn't do that. Now, starting at around 20 or 30 years, male elephants will sometimes go into something called must. Their hormones go crazy and they get all horny and aggressive. Sort of like intense puberty, but it gets
Excellent,
very
Big Joe.
leaky.
Excellent.
Like they're peeing, for example. Normally, elephants pee like this. Very straightforward, to-the-point peeing. But in must, they often don't drop their penis all the way and it comes out in a dribble. And look at that, he's thwapping it with his tail. It all helps to spread the scent of this sexy time urine. And if that wasn't enough, they start leaking out of the...
Well, Moros, you came back to us learning about elephants. And, yeah, well, gives eau de toilette a whole new meaning, doesn't it, chat?
These temporal glands on the side of their head. That stuff stinks too, and they waft it around by flapping their ears. These smells actually have information about how fit and strong the male elephant is. Now, females might use this to judge the quality of a potential mate, but other males use it to figure out who's most likely stronger and would win in a fight. And that way, you can ideally avoid the fight altogether. One issue here is that females are... Jerry, why is this one kicking his penis? Is it part of must? What if it's not? Don't show it. It'll give people ideas. Well, it could become one of those TikTok challenges, and then everyone's kicking their dick.
God help us if that becomes a Okay. Here's the scary part. I could actually see that becoming a goddamn TikTok challenge. Where guys kick their own dicks around. I could literally see that becoming a TikTok challenge. Well, not a TikTok challenge, but like a Pornhub challenge. Yeah, in this day and age, yeah, Jameson, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. No, I'd say more like girls kicking the coochie. I'd say that would probably go with us. Oh, Cryptic, I did not need to know about that. I did not need to know about that. Oh.
Jerry, you want that? All right, let's move on. One issue here is that females are only down for it in short windows of time, and males and females don't live in the same herds. So it's always a booty call, literally. Both females and males have a hookup rumble that can...
Wait a minute. So herds are exclusively male or female? Did I hear that right?
Short windows of time, and males and females don't live in the same herds. So it's always a booty call, literally.
Okay, that I didn't know. I was unaware that the herds were separated by gender. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I wonder what the reason behind that might be. Like, what, and I've used this word here loosely because we are talking about animals. What logistical reason would there be to have the herds separated by gender? I'm thinking about that, and I can't think of a reason why that might be. Maybe Shadow Sparta? I was wondering if maybe that could be the reason. Taurus, I would guess when they're able to care for themselves. That would be my guess. Is once the baby is stable on its feet and can seed itself, that's probably when it kicks out of the female herd to go join the male herd. That would be my guess. So, yeah. Well, Morris, and I can certainly appreciate that, where, like, during times of musk, there might be separation, but I wouldn't expect them to always be separated in that fashion. But maybe that's why. Maybe it's because male elephants go into musk more often than females go into heat. And so maybe that's why it's to avoid aggression, because if the if a male elephant goes into musk and there's no females in heat around, the male elephants would not respond aggressively. Just the scent of musk alone would not cause them to respond aggressively. They would need to have the female scent of heat in order to trigger that. And Robo, I'm right? Okay. And it makes sense. That actually does make perfect sense. Thinking about it along those lines. Okay.
Both females and males have a hookup rumble that can travel for miles. Here you can see science hippies playing a female estrus call and a confused male trying to figure out where it's coming from. Apparently that's what you do with a PhD, catfish an elephant. Now, when they do find each other, it's all over fairly quickly. A lot of build-up and stinky urine for about 45 seconds of payoff. And it's a bit of a clumsy affair, not really built for the Kama Sutra. But it is cute that the male rests his trunk on the female. And sometimes, like in this shot, if the female is
only 45 seconds? Ow! I didn't even get to tell the joke! Well, ladies in chat? Does that sound about accurate to you? The females go away disappointed just like every other female does.
is inexperienced or the male is particularly large, other females will gather around to give a bit of support and comfort. It's very sweet. You can do it, Ethel. You're doing great. And soon enough, a new little elephant baby will be born. What, Jerry?
Taurus, you said it, not me.
Oh, you mean the kick your own dick challenge. Jerry, you don't even ask questions like that. I'm telling you, the young kids are so impressionable that you get, Irish dancing. That's what it would look like, Jerry. You know that sort of the hacky sack kick they do? I mean, if you practice that, I'm sure you could kick your own dick. No, Jerry, that's cheating. You can't have somebody else kick your dick. That's not even the same challenge. And I bet they already did it. Oh, that's a good question, Jerry. Can you be lying down while you do it? Like you're in a sit-up pose and you use your heel? See, that's interesting because it's exercise. Forget HIIT classes, Jerry. These days, it's all kick your dick.
Oh my god, they went into the logistics of that way too much. They talked about those logistics way too much. Fenris, I hate to say it, but we were hearing to the logistics of the TikTok Kick Your Own Dick Challenge. And now I am scared. Oh, see, Frank, you do not... See, Frank, you do not disappoint. Thank you.